If you're a filmmaker, content creator, or simply someone who loves geeking out over the latest camera tech, chances are you're asking the same burning question. Is the Sony FX8 finally on the horizon? And if so, what can we realistically expect from it? Well, something definitely seems to be brewing behind the scenes at Sony HQ. A few weeks ago, Sony quietly registered a brand new camera model in Shanghai, China, which has set off a fresh wave of speculation and excitement among the filmmaking community. Now you might wonder, why should we care about a camera registration in China? What does that even mean for us regular users and professionals? That's a fair question, and we're here to break down what this registration could signify, what clues point to the FX8, and what features we're hoping Sony will pack into this potential new addition to their lineup. First things first, the registration took place at Sony's Shanghai facility. That's not just any factory location. Unlike their other plants, the Shanghai site is known for producing the popular ZV series cameras, models designed specifically for content creators and vloggers. More importantly, this is also a facility where Sony has been advancing its cinema camera development. So the fact that this new camera is registered here suggests we're not just talking about another basic point-and-shoot or entry-level vlogging tool. Instead, it hints strongly at something geared toward video professionals, potentially a fresh entry in the FX series. Sony's FX lineup, which includes the FX3, FX6, and FX9, has built a stellar reputation as a trusted workhorse for digital cinema creators. These cameras offer professional-grade image quality packed into relatively compact, handheld-friendly bodies. The FX6 and FX9, in particular, have been go-to tools for filmmakers needing excellent low-light performance, beautiful color science, and ergonomic designs optimized for cine-style workflows. However, it's 2025 now, and while these cameras are still solid performers, they're starting to show their age in some areas. Competition is heating up as other brands aggressively push the envelope with new tech and features that video shooters have come to expect out of the box. Things like internal RAW recording, more advanced in-body image stabilization IBIS for smoother handheld footage, and flexible recording formats have become standard in newer cameras. Sony's FX6 and FX9, while great, lag behind in these departments. So naturally, all eyes are on Sony to see what they're planning next. The registration of this mysterious new camera sparked immediate speculation. Could this be the FX8? It makes sense for Sony to update the FX lineup now. The FX3 is loved for its compactness and versatility, but it's not quite a traditional high-end cinema camera. The FX6 and FX9, on the other hand, are aging models that could definitely benefit from a fresh overhaul. The FX8 feels like the logical next step in the series, a chance for Sony to modernize their offerings and close the feature gap with competitors. Speaking of competition, cameras from Red, Blackmagic, Canon, and Panasonic have been steadily raising the bar in terms of features and affordability. Sony can't rely solely on its brand reputation anymore. They need to deliver meaningful innovation that stands out. So what exactly do we know about this possible FX8? What features might it bring to the table, and will it live up to the hype? Here's where things get even more interesting. According to a trusted insider source, a review unit of an unannounced Sony camera is already out in the wild. That's right, someone is currently testing the camera, and early feedback is reportedly very positive. What makes this particularly exciting is that this camera appears to be designed with video users front and center. It's not a hybrid shooter trying to juggle stills and video equally. This is a dedicated cinema tool aimed squarely at filmmakers. One of the standout rumors revolves around a brand new IBIS system. Past models like the FX6 and FX9 were often criticized for lacking effective in-body stabilization, which is a big deal for solo shooters or run-and-gun operators who rely on handheld footage. If Sony has finally nailed a powerful new IBIS solution, it could be a massive quality-of-life improvement for many creators, helping deliver smooth, shake-free footage without cumbersome gimbals or extra gear. However, it's not all good news. The same insider also mentioned one notable limitation: the absence of open gate recording. This feature allows shooters to capture the full sensor height without cropping, which is invaluable for anamorphic lenses and vertical framing, especially for indie filmmakers and content creators who want maximum sensor flexibility. The lack of open gate could be a deal breaker for some, although if the rest of the package delivers, many may be willing to accept this trade-off. It's worth noting, though, that the source never explicitly confirmed this camera is the FX8, nor did they confirm it's part of the FX line at all. It could be an entirely new model that slots somewhere between the FX3 and FX6, or even a completely different category of camera, maybe something akin to a new A7C style body, but aimed at pro video. So while it's tempting to connect all the dots and assume the FX8 is imminent, we're still waiting on Sony to make an official announcement. That said, the timing feels right for Sony to refresh the FX series. The FX3 is popular but leans more toward being a compact and versatile tool than a traditional cinema camera. Meanwhile, the FX6 and FX9 are solid but dated. Filmmakers crave features like improved RAW capabilities, better IBIS, more codec options, and enhanced autofocus. The FX8 could be the camera that checks those boxes and more. If we had a chance to pitch ideas to Sony's engineers right now, here's what we'd want to see in the FX8, features that could really shake things up in 2025 and beyond. Despite rumors that it might be missing, open gate recording is fast becoming a must-have for many filmmakers. It provides the extra sensor height needed for anamorphic shooting and vertical video formats without any cropping. Including this feature would make the FX8 incredibly versatile and future-proof. No one wants to carry around bulky external recorders if they can avoid it. Sony needs to offer internal RAW capture or at least high-bit depth codecs like PRAWS or XAVC in all flavors. This would hugely simplify workflows, especially for solo operators and small crews. Sony's alpha cameras have set a very high bar for autofocus, particularly with eye tracking and subject tracking. Unfortunately, the FX6's autofocus is decent but doesn't quite match that magic. Bringing alpha-grade autofocus to the FX8, complete with AI-powered tracking and enhanced touch controls, would be a game-changer for documentary filmmakers and solo shooters. The rumored new IBIS system reportedly performs beautifully. If the FX8 inherits stabilization tech comparable to what's found in the latest ZV-E1 or A7RV, it could revolutionize handheld shooting on this camera, making it a favorite for mobile filmmakers. FX shooters love to rig their cameras with cages, monitors, follow focus systems, and advanced audio modules. But they also want the camera to work well straight out of the box, without needing to Frankenstein together a setup. Balancing modularity with simplicity would keep the FX8 accessible and versatile. Of course, all of this excitement comes with some caution. Pricing will be a critical factor. The FX8 is rumored to slot somewhere between the FX3 and FX6, but where exactly it lands could make or break its appeal. If it's too close in price to the FX6, it might cannibalize sales or confuse buyers. Too high, and budget-conscious filmmakers may look elsewhere. Another important question is how much of an upgrade it will truly represent. Camera companies sometimes release new models that are essentially tweaked versions of existing gear with a few minor improvements. If the FX8 ends up being just an FX6 with a better IBIS and an additional codec or two, that will disappoint a lot of people. Creators want a real leap forward, not incremental changes. And then there's the matter of competition. Cameras like the Red Komodo X, Blackmagic's Pocket Cinema series, and other affordable cinema options are putting pressure on Sony to innovate. It's no longer enough to rely on name recognition. Sony has to deliver true value and cutting-edge features. So what does this all mean for you, the filmmaker or content creator wondering if you should hold off on buying an FX6 or FX3 right now? Honestly, if your current gear is doing the job, and you're not under pressure to upgrade immediately, waiting a few more weeks might be worth it. If Sony is about to announce the FX8 or something equally exciting, it could be a game changer for video creators. However, if you're in the middle of a project or need a reliable camera today, it's not wise to put your production on hold for a mystery camera. The current FX lineup remains solid, proven, and capable of delivering professional results. Just keep in mind that the next evolution of Sony's FX series might be closer than you think. In conclusion, the Sony FX8 could be a major step forward in Sony's cinema camera offerings. While official details are still scarce, the camera registration and insider whispers suggest something exciting is coming. Whether it's the FX8 or a new product altogether, Sony seems focused on serving video creators with more advanced features, better stabilization, and improved ergonomics. Are you planning to wait for the FX8 before upgrading, or are you content with your current setup? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps shape how we cover these exciting developments. And if you want more camera news, honest takes, and updates like this, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat.